Hey there, y'all. Today we're going to look at 4.3 on horizontal and vertical lines. In this lesson, you're going to be able to identify horizontal and vertical lines, write their equations, and be able to determine the slope of those horizontal and vertical lines. We looked at some of this in section 1 and section 2, but we're going to continue this discussion here in section 3. The biggest thing is being able to identify and write what these lines are, what their equation is. And so these are the standards that it falls under, ASE 1 and FIF 8, dealing with their equations and equivalent forms. So let's look at example 1a. We want to write the equation of the given line. And so we see here this line going across. And I want you to notice something. If I plot a few points along this line, here, here, and here. Let's talk about their order pairs for a second. What is the order pair of this point? Well, it's -6 and 4, right? -6, 4. This point here is at 0, 4. And this point here is at 3, 4. What do you notice about those three ordered pairs? Well, if you said that all the y values are 4, you'd be correct. The y here is 4, the y here is 4, and the y here is 4. And so what assumption can we make about all the rest of these points along this line? That every other point, that the y value is going to be what? 4 in this case. And so the equation of this line is literally just that the y has to equal what? 4. And so any horizontal line that we have is going to be y equals the number. And so again, a horizontal line will always be y equals the number, and the number being that intercept. So the y-intercept here was at 0, 4, and so y equals 4. Okay? Let's say we draw a different line across this graph real quick. Let's say that I've got a line here. What would the equation of this line be? Well, again, if we think about some points along this line, all of them have a y value of what? -9. So y is equal to -9. That's it for horizontal lines. Now, what is the slope of a horizontal line? Go back to what we talked about in section 1. The slope of any horizontal line, it has all the run in the world but no rise. So 0 rise, a bunch of run, right? So 0 divided by a number is what? 0. So a horizontal line has 0 slope. Okay? Let's look at example B. Here we have a vertical line on this graph. And same idea. We want to take this graph and talk about some points on it. So let's take this one, and this one. What's the order pair here? Well, this is at -2, 9. And this point here is at -2, 0. And this third point is at -2, -5. What do we notice about all of those ordered pairs? Well, the x is equal to what? -2. Because x is -2, x is -2, x is -2. Let's talk about another line. Let's say if I draw this line here. What is this line going to be? Well, think about all the points, right? Every point along this line is going to be with an x value of what? 5. Okay? So some things about vertical lines. Vertical lines, they cross the x-axis, and all of them are going to have the same x value. So x is equal to whatever number is a part of this. So x is equal to -2, x is equal to +5, whatever line that we have. All vertical lines will be in the form x equals a number. Let's talk about the slope of these. Well, the slope of these, go back to section 1 again, these have all the rise in the world, right? So some type of rise number. But they don't run anywhere, so our run is 0. And if you go on your calculator and you type in, let's say, 7 divided by 0, it's going to give you some type of message. It's going to either say that it's an error, or that you can't divide by 0, or something to that effect. Well, if I can't divide by 0, then our answer is undefined. That's our answer in that case. Again, vertical lines, their slope is undefined. Okay? Now, We looked here where the line was already on the graph, and we want to write the equation. Let's go the other way around. Let's say that we're given the equation and we want to write the line on the graph. Let's look at those. So in example 2a, we've got that x is equal to 5. So think about some ordered pairs that we're going to have where x is equal to 5. So let's list 3 ordered pairs. So if x is equal to 5, we could have like 5, negative 2. We could have 5, 0, and we could have 5, 7, right? So plotting those 3 points, 5, negative 2, 5, 0, and 5, 7, those 3 points are going to make what? A vertical line. Because remember, it only takes 2 points to make a line, right? The third point is just a checkpoint to make sure that your line is actually correct. Okay? So again, if you see the equation x equals 5, just find some ordered pairs where x is equal to 5. And those 3 points will help you draw your line. When we look at b, y is equal to negative 1. So same thing, let's list some ordered pairs where the y value is negative 1. So I could have like negative 4, negative 1. I could have 0, negative 1. I could have 8, negative 1. And when we plot those points, negative 4, negative 1, 0, negative 1, and 8, negative 1, we see that those 3 points make a what? Horizontal line. And so we can take our line straight across. And there's our line. That's it for this section. That's the biggest thing you need to be able to know how to do. Know what are the equations of horizontal and vertical lines, and know what type of slope is attached to them. That's it for this section. Y'all have a great one, and I'll catch y'all next time.